Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to video 2 of the class introductions. This video is not the personal introduction like we saw in the last video. In that video we talked about my basic information, we talked a little about my likes and dislikes, and I asked you to add some thoughts about your own likes and dislikes to the Smart Campus discussion forum. We discussed ways to contact me and communicate, including office hours and what kinds of things we'll do once we can talk face-to-face. And I gave you some instructions for what to share online when you get to the Smart Campus discussion forum. For the rest of this video, we're going to talk about the syllabus, exactly what to expect in this class. You can get a paper copy of this syllabus. I have shared it in Smart Campus, so please check the shared files there and you'll be able to download your own copy. Please check this, please refer to it regularly to see the class goals and to understand how the things we're studying in class fit into those goals. Advanced Academic and Professional English is a skill-oriented, student-centered, communication-based course with an emphasis on building students' ability to think critically and express themselves in an academic environment. This will be done through pair and group discussions, debate, and preparing and giving individual presentations of their ideas. Through this course, the students will acquire skills useful to lifelong learning of English for both professional and personal purposes. Let's look at a few key words in that description and explain how this class is going to go. Now, please remember, thanks to good old coronavirus, we can't meet in classrooms for a while. So some of these skills will have to wait until we can meet face-to-face, or we're going to have to figure out a way to do it on the forums, online, maybe through chat discussions. Skill-oriented means we're not focusing on things like vocabulary or grammar. We're focusing on things you need to be able to do in a language, like explaining an idea, supporting an idea, disagreeing with somebody, summarizing what somebody's said. It's a student-centered course, which means the focus here is on you. I'm not really interested in hearing myself talk, even though I'm talking into a microphone a lot. So during class time, you're going to be talking with other students or with me. It's a communication-based course, and the next key phrase is to think critically. Now, thinking critically does not just mean criticizing everything, thinking of problems in everything. Thinking critically is a process of thinking through an issue or question or a problem in an organized, careful way, which helps us to make better judgments and better decisions about which ideas we like, which ideas we trust, and when an idea is good enough to convince us. We're going to express ourselves in that academic environment. However, we're also going to keep an eye on the fact that those same skills of summarizing a problem, understanding a question, thinking through a situation or a question carefully are the same skills that will help us in a professional situation. This will be done through pair and group discussions, through debate, and preparing and giving presentations. You're not just going to listen to me lecture, you're going to be doing stuff in this course, so please be ready for that. Through this course, the students will acquire skills useful to lifelong learning of English. One of our goals in this class is that when the class finishes, you don't close your English books and never think about English again. English is a great tool, and hopefully by the end of this class you will have an experience of using English that makes you interested in continuing to study English and use English in your life for both professional and personal purposes. Here are the course goals as stated on the printable syllabus that I'll be sharing with you on Smart Campus. The goal of this course, number 1, is to equip students with English language skills, required for the successful undertaking of academic studies and professional work, which means we're focusing on English skills that will help you in your future education here at Sungshil and maybe after, as well as at your professional work in your professional career. We'll have an emphasis on writing, reading, and speaking. We'll practice critical thinking, research, and presentation skills. We're going to practice thinking through problems carefully and rigorously. We're going to practice research, finding information, and deciding whether we can trust the information we find. And presentation skills, we're going to take what we've learned and we're going to put it into a presentation and communicate it clearly to an audience. Number 3, strengthening students' abilities to monitor and evaluate their own English language process and initiate self-improvement. If you have a teacher, that's nice, but your teacher's not always around. Our improvement as language users starts to really get faster when we are finding our own ways to improve rather than waiting for a teacher to tell us how to improve. Foster self-confidence and a positive attitude toward language learning. It seems like a lot of English education before university has the purpose of making students feel like studying English is boring and not fun, but that doesn't have to be the case. Be able to understand the main and supporting ideas and make inferences from class discussions on current national and international topics. We're going to talk about news topics, important topics, things that are relevant in the world right now. We're going to use those topics to develop the tools of understanding ideas and expanding on them. And we're going to do that by analyzing news stories that are around us today. For grading in this class is absolute grading. What that means is, unlike the other English class, I do not need to compare your grade to other students. In the other class, we use curved grading, which means your grade is always being compared to the other students because I have a maximum number of high grades I can give in a curved grading class. In this class, I don't have a maximum of high grades. I also don't have a maximum of low grades that I can give. This is nice because it means that if everybody does great work, I can give everybody an A. However, I'll warn you that that has never happened so far. Please remember that if everybody does poor work, I can also give everybody a C. Last semester, some of my students thought the fact I can give everybody an A means I would give everybody an A, and they were quite disappointed to find that was not the case. You will be graded on the quality of your work. The quality of work I expect from you is higher than in the regular class because you are in the advanced class. So be ready for that and be ready to work. The grading breakdown is 10% attendance, 20% participation, 10% homework. You'll have a writing project that will be 15% of your final grade. You'll have a midterm project that will be 20% of your final grade, and your final project will be 25%. I'll tell you more about the midterm and final project as we get closer to them. Some of them will be presentations, and you might also have a debate. Attendance means you need to come to class. And now that we're only meeting once a week, missing class is costly in your final grade. So please remember that as we go. That is the end of my syllabus presentation. Please follow the next link to see my video on how to do well in a Professor Rob Auahand class.